So please tell me about yourself.
Sure. So yeah, my name is Prathamesh Patil, and I'm a software developer currently working with Vector Digital Labs.
Hmm.
So like post my graduation, like after completing my graduation in 2019, I joined Vector. I joined Course 5 Intelligence. That was my first company. So they were more like into market research and analytics. So here my role was to be a part of the data engineering team. So there were many processes in data engineering team, like there were ETL pipelines which were built for our clients' data that we used to read from various sources and then present it on a BI dashboard. So my role here was to maintain the pipelines.
Hmm.
So in case of any schema change, like addition of new columns, I had to understand the requirement from the BI team and then do the required changes. Apart from this, here I used to be a part of the automation team. So our client, they had this HMC portal. So basically, this was the management portal. So whatever pricings and promotions for the products were, if they had to display it on their website, so basically they used to upload the data over here, and it was a very manual task for them. So what we did is we automated this process by writing Python scripts, and also we wrote some web scraping scripts to analyze the changes have reflected or not. So
Okay.
this was something which I did in my first company.
Hmm.
Uh, as and as far as software development is concerned, that basically started from my second company, which was Shapoji Palonji. So it was a fintech startup, and we were working on the co-lending model to enhance the payment between the corporates. So basically, my role over here was to be a part of the API gateway, which was for the KYC purpose. So basically, there was this onboarding process, and for onboarding, there are some uh, online free API services available like Karza and SignZ. So what we were using our gateway, we were maintaining mappings of all the possible APIs that can be used, and based on the request of the user and whichever services were giving the quick responses, our gateway used to recommend the response from that particular API. So this was in my second company. Here I spent like 6 months. So this was the only thing I did over there. And currently in Vector, I am a part of like two different projects. So the two projects are MTO and the other one is fashion replenishment. So basically, MTO is nothing but we cater to the needs of the supply chain industry, and there are many problems like in the manufacturing unit, the plant managers cannot promptly decide like which orders should be taken on priority basis, which ones should be delayed based on their cutoff dates. So we built an algorithm. Basically, this is an engine-based solution and less of a software-based solution. So basically, we built an algorithm which would club different orders based on their priorities, and then create a sequence of these order lots such that the ongoing workload is managed properly, and all the most of the majority of the orders they get completed before their cutoff dates. The second project which I mentioned, which is the replenishment one. Here there is the software solution which we provide, and here my
Okay.
role.
Okay, Pratmesh, that is sufficient. Now just we start the technical
Sure, sure.
segment. Java, which version have you used?
Sorry, your voice just
Java
broke. Can you?
version. Java version. Which version are you are working right now?
No, basically I work on Python, and I have not worked in Java.
So you are completely with the Python, right?
Yeah.
But as per the requirement, have also the Java related also Java, Python, C++. These are the part of that. So okay, no
Okay.
problem. So just if you have knowledge about the Java, so I can ask about that. Basic
Okay.
basic questions here required because of multiple skill need to be know. If you know Java, C++, Python, so that would be great for you because of other persons will ask you the same question to you. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. So the primary requirement is like the candidate should be doing like all the languages.
Yes, 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 yes. Python, Java, Scala, C++. These are the
Okay.
requirement. That's why I'm asking you.
Okay. So as for this interview, I have like not prepared on Java.
No,
Like I
so
have worked on it
so
previously.
you know the basic concept.
Yeah, I can try. Like I have worked
Just
previously, so
I will ask the basics.
sure.
Basics in the sense you at least you know because of just for example you know the abstract class and interface.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, please tell me what is interface, what is abstract class.
So like abstract classes are basically used to define the templates. Like as far as I know from the Python perspective,
Mm-hmm.
so they are just the blueprints and not the actual class definitions, which
Mm-hmm.
can be redefined in whichever class which is inheriting this abstract class.
Okay. Our interface.
Sorry, I don't recall about
Okay, okay,
interfaces.
okay. So you know constructor.
Yeah.
So constructor, why is it required constructor in Java, Python, C++? What is main objective of that?
So basically, constructors, as we know, are used for initializing the variables which are required for the object creation,
Mm-hmm.
and basically the constructor states that whatever object that is getting created, those variables are specific to that object. So whenever we are going to use the properties of that object, we can directly use these values that were assigned during the creation only.
Mm-hmm. What is a global variable and local variable? You know about that?
Okay, so basically the global scope of that variable means that it can be accessed globally across all the functions.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we declare it to be a global one,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not true for the local ones. Like the scope of that variable will be limited to that code block only, the local code block.
Mm-hmm. You know about the tuple list dictionary.
Yeah.
So what is this?
So basically, these are the Python data structures. Like if we start with list is just a collection of elements, and it can contain elements of different data types as well.
Mm-hmm.
We say that list is mutable, which means like we can change the values of a list, which is not true in the case of tuples. Like if we define a tuple, we can only use those values, but we cannot like redefine the values defined in a tuple. And dictionaries are basically key value pairs, so they can be used to store similarly like lists only, but the key part will be a string, and the value part can be anything. Like it can be a list, it can be a different dictionary also, it can be a tuple also.
Okay. So what is lambda function?
Lambda function in Python. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it is a one line function which is defined in a single line,
Okay.
which specifies like what variables will be used in it, and the followed by the action that will be performed on that variable.
So suppose I will tell you I want to modify a string in Python. So that would be possible.
Sorry, you want to modify
A string.
string? You want to modify? Okay,
Yeah.
yes, we can do that.
How?
So we can use it. like when you say modify, you want to like change a particular character in that string.
Mm-hmm. So
So we
suppose,
can use that using. Sorry.
yeah, you can use new keyword or something.
We can use that. We can modify that using indexing.
Indexing. Okay. Okay. So what is negative index in Python?
Negative index basically means that the like as we know, positive indexes start from zero and it goes from left to right. So negative basically means we are starting from the right. Like minus one states that the last element. Similarly, minus two will start from right and the second last element.
So suppose I want to convert a string into number. So what kind of function you will use?
I think we can use that inbuilt function which is provided in Python, int, like int, and then inside that I will specify the string.
Okay. Okay. So you have written API through the Python REST API or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I've written REST APIs using the Django framework in Python.
Django framework.
Yeah.
Okay. So how can you give the process?
Okay. Uh, so basically, Django follows the MTV architecture, the model template view.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all the request handling is done in views, and I have written some class-based views
Mm-hmm.
in Django.
Mm-hmm.
So inside the class, I would define the post or the get function that is required, and corresponding models that will be manipulated through these views. I like define them in the model repository of the Django
Mm-hmm.
project.
Okay. So what kind of tools you are using for developing Python-based application?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Tool. What kind of tools you are using?
For what?
Developing REST API.
Okay. So like once I've developed the REST APIs, so we have maintained some Swagger documentations.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from this, we also use Postman for like checking the proper response is received or not. And also, like, should I mention the like database which we are using, like Postgres?
Okay. Okay. So what is difference between mutable data type and immutable data type?
So basically, yeah, mutables are the ones which can be changed. Uh, and we cannot change the immutable data types.
Okay. Any other differences?
Any other difference? I think since immutable data types are read-only data types, they are more memory efficient. That's the one pros of immutable data types.
So how do you handle exception in Python programming
How to handle
exception, exception,
session
exception.
exception? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically we use the try except block in Python and followed by the finally block. Like even though the exception is not captured, like
Mm-hmm.
the whatever statements that need to be executed, it will come in the finally part.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So why is just I will ask you some little bit complex question to you regarding the Python. What are the most important feature in Python which is make a more comfortable
Hmm.
programming concept uh, like that just like in a
Okay.
pre-compiled or something. It will
Okay.
provide a scripting language as well as a programming language. So many way are we can do through the Python. So why,
Okay.
what kind of things, any network related, you want to write a script, all kind of things we can do through the Python. So
Can you just repeat the last part, like that just got cut off?
last part means which is make a more flexible compared to the other programming language.
Okay, sure. I'll try to answer this. So basically, Python, as we know, it is an interpreted language. It is not pre-compiled. Uh, so basically, during the runtime, all the compilation takes place. Apart from this, Python is a very user-friendly language in a sense that it is more like readable. Like less code is required, less number of lines can be sufficient to define code in Python. Apart from this, from the design perspective, I guess the global interpreter lock in Python makes it a little bit distinguished. So basically, it ensures that in Python only a single thread is run at a time, like multiple threads. Uh, Python does not support multiple threads, but in case of like I guess input output bound activities, multi-threading can still be implemented using the using the threading library in Python.
Hmm.
Then Python also provides you with the garbage collection. So basically, any object which does not have any reference count. So Python also provides a reference count for every object that it creates.
Hmm.
And whenever any object goes out of reference count, means the reference count becomes zero, the garbage collector will automatically, delete that object from the heap.
Okay.
So this is beneficial in memory management in Python.
Okay. 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 So you have written REST API, right?
Yeah.
So what is difference between get, post, put, delete?
So basically, get. Let's start with get. Get is for retrieving informations.
Hmm.
So we do not provide any heavy data while calling the get request. But in post, we can actually provide some information in that request, which can be added to the database. In case of put, put is used mostly for updating the existing records,
Hmm.
and delete is for like deletion of uh, the data.
Data. Okay. So what kind of front-end technology have you used for implementing all these REST APIs?
So in our company, we have used React, but I have not been a part of the React development.
Okay, you are
My
completely back-end developer, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So you know database about the database.
yeah.
So which database you have used?
So currently we are using Postgres.
Okay. Suppose I will tell you you uh, have a table, okay?
Okay,
Employee table, for example. In
okay,
employee table, you have lot of record uh, of employee detail, for example, salary, name, ID, department, all these kind of things have in this table. Okay. So I want
okay.
to know how to find third highest salary from the employee table. So what kind of query and logic you will apply to achieve this?
Uh, so what do you want to point in the table? I missed that part.
Point means third highest salary of the employee.
Highest salary. Okay,
Yeah, third number of highest salary.
okay, okay. So basically, you want to find that record which has the highest salary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can use the select star operator from that table where that salary column. I think I can use. Just give me a second. Salary. Okay, I can use. I can write a query like select star from table, like table name employee, where salary in, and then I will write another select query where I can write select max salary from that table.
What is acid in
What
data?
is
Acid property.
asset property? Okay.
Yeah, acid
So asset
atomicity and
properties implement
consistency.
that atomicity, like consistency, integrity, and durability should be maintained. Which means that atomicity means like any transaction that happens in the database, it is either completely done or it is not done. There is no middle state.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then, then about consistency, what I can say is like manipulation of a particular record does not affect the other data records or tables present in that database.
And other integrity.
Then, sorry,
Integrity.
integrity, we can say integrity.
So,
Sorry, I'm not able to think of it
okay,
right
okay,
now.
no problem. So, you have worked on C++ or not? You completely, I think you are completely focused on the Python technology, right?
Yeah, like most of the part of my career, I worked on Python only.
Okay, okay, great, great, great. So, I have one last question to you
Okay.
before winding this discussion part. Cursor, trigger in database.
Oh, sorry.
Cursor, trigger.
Okay, 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 okay. Yeah.
So, how many types of cursor? How many types of trigger? So, first you explain about the trigger and cursor. What is role of these two?
So cursors, like we have defined in the like for accessing some sort of data. Let's say I have a table in the Postgres database,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever I want to execute some sort of query on it using my code, so we
Mm-hmm.
have defined cursor over there and use the execute functionality. So basically, cursor like goes row by row and executes the query which we have written.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Triggers I have not used as such, but I think triggers were used for some sort of act. We can say trigger like it will set up a set of line of codes in action on uh, encountering one particular event. So the triggers are basically event based, I think.
Okay. Event based. So, I think I have done. Uh, uh,
Okay.
Prathamesh, you have any question regarding to that?
So yeah, I was not clear on the interview round. Like, if in case if I get selected in this round, so will there be one more round or like how is it?
Yes, if you selected, so have another round also as a technical, pure technical.
Okay,
So
okay. So initially I
thereafter,
thought there were only two rounds.
thereafter other process will start because we are have two technical ones.
Okay, okay, got it.
This is the pre-screening interview, and thereafter have a one more interview, written.
Okay, got it. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vipendra. Yeah.